Okay, so last but not least of the overview of getting you sort of ready for the class is the modules. And these are basically the teaching modules for the session. And one thing you'll notice immediately is that from week to week, starting with week 1 to through all the various weeks, they're all structured the exact same way. I do that purposely so it gives you some measure of continuity as you prepare to go through each week of the session, and you know where to find things. So it always starts off with a chapter overview, which basically tells you a little bit about the chapter, and then the learning objectives for the chapter, then followed by my lecture, my video lecture. This is usually between a 15 to 30 minute overview of the chapter that we're in. The PowerPoints are listed in here to give you, again, build a basis about the course. And then the readings, and basically this is the textbook. You just scroll down to the relevant readings. Now you might be put off and say, my gosh, I got 6 chapters here to cover the first week. Well, if you look at the book, you'll see the 6 chapters take about 10 or 12 pages or something like that. So it's not a lot of reading for those 6 chapters. So don't be intimidated by the number of chapters that you see there. And that's true for throughout the book. Any videos that are relevant to the class are in here. And again, you click on here and it opens up and you'll see videos to whatever it is I want you to see. Yes, I do want you to watch them because they're going to help you with this in the discussions and also perhaps in the chapter modules, summaries. And then you just click on them, or you can click here to watch it on YouTube directly, whatever's easier for you. I think the watch on YouTube probably works a little better for most of these. And then following that, we have the chapter assignments, which for every week are the same. There's a weekly summary, which basically you go in and you summarize the chapter. So if you click here, you'll see that basically this is what I want to know. So what was the general theme of the chapter? What do you think was most relevant and important to you about the chapter? And then provide a specific example about, again, question 2. And that's what you have to do. And it should be approximately 2 to 4 paragraphs, so no more than a page, maybe a page and a half on the long side to maybe 3/4 of a page on the short side. But my purpose is to make sure you're doing the reading and making sure you're understanding what it is you're reading. So that's the weekly summaries, and those are all open throughout the session, so you can access them anytime. So, and I don't mind you jumping ahead on those. If you decide, if you're reading ahead, you can certainly go faster through it. That's fine. The last thing here is the discussion. And this again is, I'll open up one here to give you an example. This is the most important part, and it's because, not just because the point value is important, but because this is where, if we were in my classroom and I was doing a discussion, where I'd be asking you questions, this is kind of the essence of what happens in these weekly discussions. So I want to know what you think. So this one, I have you watch a video clip, and then I ask you a question. And then I want your response to me on this question, which should be about a paragraph in length. And then following that, you have to discuss what you just saw, also with 3 of your classmates. So there should be 4 total responses that I see when I go in and look at your discussion. And I'm looking for detailed, good information, not just, again, as I said earlier, I don't want to see, hey, John, I agree with you, and you just repeat to me what John said. I want to know what you say in your own words and what's significant to you. So make sure that you're providing good information, and you can provide more than those 4 responses. If you want to do a little extra to try and gain some points, if you're really good, you can get upwards of 45 to 50 points. But again, that depends on the effort you put into those responses. And I think that is it. I think I've covered pretty much the entire gambit, and you'll see, like I said, from week to week, they're all structured exactly the same. So you'll see the overview, objectives, the lecture, PowerPoints, so forth, all laid out the same way for all 6 weeks. Also over here, just a quick note to the side under the assignments. When you click on the assignments tab, you'll see all the assignments for the course, and you'll see their due dates. So be aware of the due dates that are laid out in here because they're very important in terms of what it is you have to do. Okay? All right, I think we're pretty much covered now, and I think that's going to be it. All right, thanks everyone.